Hey guys, how you doing? It's Tom, back with another video. Hey, this one, I wanted to talk about, like homes, right? Finding homes, how much do homes cost here uh, for sale, and I'm going to give you some information that will allow you to also look for rentals if you want, because, if you're first coming over here for the first time, or, I mean, if you're coming here to live, okay, I mean, I would recommend renting. I'm just gonna throw that out there, man. I mean, at least for like the first year, at least, live here long enough to know that you want to live here. That you want to keep living here. I wouldn't suggest, just buying a house right away. You know what I mean. If you've never lived here before, and you're just decided to come here to live, I would say rent. Um, but I am going to give you information on looking for homes for sale as well. Now, as far as pricing goes here, okay, they don't really, as far as I can tell, they don't have like a multiple listing service like they do in the United States. Where like there's a lot of realtors that can help you and all that, like in the United States. They do have realtors here, and they have like kind of like agents. They don't have the same system here. It's not really like anyone who's dealing or works in real estate, maybe as an agent. They're not necessarily all sort of licensed like the way they are in the U.S. So it's a different system. And the websites that I'm going to give you are accessible to the public. You know, it's kind of like they're kind of like the Realtor.com type site, in the Philippines, right? And of course, in the U.S., there's Zillow, there's Realtor.com, and there's Redfin, which is actually a brokerage in the U.S., but they happen to have a really good website. So people say, "Oh yeah, I saw it on Redfin," as if it's like Zillow or Realtor.com, but they don't realize that they're actually a brokerage. But anyway, but yeah, here I'm going to give you 8 websites. And there's about 4 of them that I've used before. The other 4 was actually kind of news to me. I never had heard of them until I searched. So I'm going to give you this information, right now, and then we'll just talk a little bit about pricing. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Calm down, webcam. Calm down. I can't use this table while I'm talking. Camera. I use a desktop, as you could probably tell, with a webcam. Like a separate webcam. Anyway, the websites are as follows. First, I'm going to give you the ones that I knew about. Right? There's like 4 of these 8 that I sort of, to me are probably the top 4 or whatever. And one of them is Lamudi. Okay, that's LAM as in Mary, UDI. D as in dog. And then there's RentPad. RentPad. It's pretty simple. RENTPAD. The third one is DOT properties, plural. Properties. PROPERTIES. And the other one that the last one that I had heard of is called Property 24. But property like singular, ends in TY. And then 24. Okay? Now there's 4 other ones that I just found out about, right? One of them is called Berenta. It's BERENTA, Berenta. And then Lazatu, LAZATU. Not Lazada, Lazatu. And then the other one is Hoppler, HOPPLER. And the last one is called Zip Match, ZIPMATCH. So those are websites where you can, and on pretty much all these, you can find like properties for rent or for sale. You know, different properties, houses. You can break it down into, condos, townhomes, apartments, whatever, right? So you can focus, and you can put any area of the Philippines that you're looking in. You know what I mean? It's kind of a national. These are like national websites. They're not like just in Manila. At least the four that I know of. The first four I gave you, those are the ones I've used before. The other ones I've never used, so I'm not sure how they are, but they're probably similar. And now there's another one, right, that we probably all know about, called Airbnb, and that would be for like if you're gonna rent either short term or you never know, you could probably get a long term rental on there as well, right? And a lot of times, or a short term rental could turn into a long term rental. Like say, oh, I want to try this place out maybe for a month, when you first get here, and then if you like it, you're like, hey, maybe I'll see if they can want to do a 1 year lease with me or whatever, or a 6 month lease with me or whatever, or just month to month, at least, right? So that's another option. That's like a ninth option, okay? And that's rentals, though. You're not going to find anything for sale, I don't think, on Airbnb. It's just going to be rentals, daily, weekly, or monthly, But like I said, once you connect with that owner on a short-term rental, they might be amenable to doing a long-term rental with you, right? So anyway, now as far as prices go, they vary widely. I've heard guys that are in sort of provincial areas, maybe outside, maybe a smaller city or something, but outside a city, that they paid like 1 million pesos to have a. Now these are small, like 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-story house, okay, that they might have had built from scratch, okay. So in other words, I've seen guys recently, like within the last couple of years, guys on YouTube. And like I said, they spent maybe 1 million peso or 20,000 US approximately, right? To even maybe 40,000 US, okay, for a similar home, depending on the area. But these are provincial areas. Forget about finding those prices in Manila or anywhere close to Manila. Like it's going to be quite a bit more. You know what I mean? That you're looking at maybe you might easily spend 200,000 US easily, for something in Manila, and that might not even be like a regular house. That might be a townhome, a row house, or something like that. Even good size, but so yeah, that's kind of, and you have to be a little bit leery. Like sometimes when you have to be careful, because the problem with like not being able to access sort of like a multiple listing service, even like in the US on Realtor.com, you can look up sold properties in any area, right? And you can see the sold properties to give you an idea of what they sell for recently, right? That's what realtors do. And you can do that also as just a member of the general public in the US. But here, like on these websites, I don't think you can look for sold properties. You know what I mean? To give you an idea, like what the value is or how much the houses are going for and all that. So you have to be very careful. You just have to, you have to really keep your ears open and your eyes open, and and talk to realtors or agents and just kind of get a feeling for, maybe they know, how much things have sold for. Like, oh yeah, that condo in Manila sold for 6 million or whatever pesos, right? And it's a 3-bed, 2-bath condo, for example. And then that gives you an idea, like, okay, so what's a house going to be or whatever? You know what I mean? Like what, if you're looking for a house, at least if you get an idea in the ballpark you're playing in, you know what I mean? You have to find out that way, but you really have to, it's not going to be an easy thing. Like you just go online and click, sold in 6 months, and you see everything that's sold, that's, and all that, like you can in the US. So you have to be careful, I mean, even in some provincial areas, I've seen recently guys that paid maybe 4 million pesos because they got a custom house, though. You know what I mean? They got like not just a cookie cutter 2 bed 1 bath, little house or whatever, nice little house, but like a 2-story house or whatever, just a bigger house with a swimming pool and with this and that. You know what I mean? So it's a difference between building something like that for 4 million pesos, even in a sort of a small town or provincial area, and not even in Manila either. That's like another island that I'm talking about. Some of this stuff. You're almost anywhere other than Manila or probably Cebu City. And then you can just get a basic 2 bed 1 bath, like I mentioned, for maybe 1 or even 2, 1 to 2 million pesos, or $20,000 to $40,000. Okay, so there's quite a variance. You just have to be careful. I mean, try not to, because sometimes obviously if it's up for debate how much it's going to cost, and there's no way to sort of pull up comps to give you an idea, then if you're a Westerner, you have to be careful, because people are going to give you a high number sometimes. You know what I mean? And if you pay it right away without negotiating, then you might have paid a little too much or whatever. So just be cognizant of that. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, feel around, and if you can find sold properties on these websites, hey, God bless you. But I don't think you can. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that. I usually don't look at that. You know what I mean? I'm looking for a rental or whatever. But yeah. So I just wanted to give this information out there, guys, to help you out, and that's about it, man. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.